JoJo's Bizarre Adventure brought us some of the most overpowered powers with its system, the stands. But of course they are not always that great. There are also some that are plain useless or at least very bad. Be it because of their power, their control, or their activation requirement. But what would need to change to make them actually strong? This is what we are going to talk about today. And we are going to start off with a stand which is actually pretty strong, but the activation requirement is pretty devastating. Of course I'm talking about Notorious BIG. For those who don't know, it's basically an unkillable stand that can consume anything that is made out of matter. But the user actually has to die for the stand to be activated. And of course the easy way to make him strong is to take away that requirement, but I think this might be a little boring. So I thought of a better idea. And this idea is that the user is reincarnated basically if the stand kills its target. So imagine, the user is killed, Notorious BIG is activated. It pursues the murderer, defeats him, and through that the user of the stand is reincarnated. This would make Notorious BIG one of the most OP stands in all of JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, as you can't defeat the user to actually get rid of the stand. And you can't defeat the stand because it's invulnerable. Let's get to a stand that is in its base form pretty okay, but compared to other stands very underwhelming. I'm talking about Six Pistols. Basically this stand is just the stand Emperor in weaker, and it requires real bullets that can't hurt stands. And you can run out of ammunition. My idea for the stand is that every of the Six Pistols gets a gun on themselves. This would make the bullets able to hurt other stands, and you had 6 instead of just 1 bullet to fire. Also I would imagine that they can still redirect the bullets as they do normally, but now there are like just 6 of them that can shoot and redirect between each other. I think compared with their very high range, this would make for a very strong stand. Not as strong as the changed Notorious BIG, but still it would be a lot stronger than before. And I mean, who doesn't love these little guys? Imagine they had like little revolvers. It would be adorable. Next up we got one of the worst stands in all of JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, which is the lock. The lock in its base form is activated as soon as someone feels guilty. It will cause the affected person to get more and more sad basically because of this lock. It also feels physically heavy. So a weak power with weird requirements for its activation. To improve it, I would make the lock be able to inflict any emotion on your opponent or even your friends. And also the activation requirement is just that there is a glimpse of any emotion in this person at the moment. So for example, if someone is angry and you use the lock, they will become more and more angry as time passes. The same with being happy. Eventually you will reach an euphoric state if you are happy while the lock is used on someone. It wouldn't make it the strongest stand, but it would give it some strategic use. Let's get from this completely useless stand to a stand that has some sort of capability of winning a fight. The stand Sky High from Ririkir from part 6. This stand is basically able to control these microscopic beings that are called rods. And they are able in return to feed off of body temperature. It's very specific and really doesn't have any capabilities of protecting its user, and its attacks are kind of slow and take some time to defeat an enemy. What would make the stand really strong would be the ability to control any microscopic life forms. So bacteria and stuff like that. This could be used for faster healing processes, as bacteria can help with that, but it could also be used to attack an enemy on a cellular level, which would make the stand really strong, as the enemy wouldn't even notice the attack. And it would be very effective, as cellular attacks can basically one-hit someone if they are placed in the right spot. Any vital point will do with such attack. This wouldn't help its weak defenses, but I think it would also just be some sort of support stand rather than being a full-on aggressive attack stand. And now we get to the actual worst stand in the entirety of JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, which of course is Cheap Trick. This stand is basically a death sentence for its user. If anyone takes just a glimpse of the user's back, the user will immediately die. And the stand Cheap Trick will then possess the person that did take the look at Cheap Trick's user, in effect becoming the new user of this stand. I guess you can see why this stand is so bad. But this isn't enough, no. The stand also tries to psychologically get you down. So he basically verbally abuses you the whole time while you are in possession of it. Or rather, it being in possession of you. Also, speaking any other language or anything doesn't help you, because its actual main ability, as it says, is universal speech. So anyone and everything can understand it. I can't imagine anything more horrifying than having a little brat on my back that tells me I'm a bad person and tries to kill me. But how would one turn Cheap Trick into an actually good stand? And my idea is to capitalize on that ability to basically speak any language and understand it as well. And of course, the dying part should be removed. Also, Cheap Trick has, as I said, some sort of ability to basically wear someone down psychologically. So maybe a hypnotic voice would be a very cool thing to have with this stand. And also no one could escape this hypnotic voice, as he can transmit it in every language possible, even to animals. The other possibility would be to just make him very strong physically, which I think would be very funny. Imagine you place your stand on someone else's back and he just starts beating up that person. I think that would be very, very funny. But let me know in the comments what you think about Cheap Trick and how you would make him a better stand. I think that would be very, very funny. But let me know in the comments what you think about Cheap Trick and how you would make him a better stand. If you enjoyed, please leave a like on the video and consider subscribing. It would really help me out. And also tell me if you want to see another of these videos. Until then, stay safe and bye bye.